विनायक नमस्तुभ्यं सततं मोदक प्रिय निर्विघ्नं कुरु नो देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारंभं करिष्यामः सिद्धिर्भवतु नो सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रीराघवं श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसंपदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। श्रीराघवं दशरथात्मजमप्रमेयं सीतापतिं रघुकुलान्वयरत्नदीपम् आजानुबाहुमरविन्ददलायताक्षं रामं निशाचर विनाशकरं नमामि। श्रीरघुराम चारुतुलसीदलधाम शमक्षमादिशृङ्गारगुणाभिराम त्रिजगन्नुत शौर्य रमाललाम दुर्वारुकबन्ध राक्षसविराम जगज्जनकल्मषार्णवोत्तारकनाम भद्रगिरिदाशरथी करुणापयोनिधि आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमाननन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अद्यतन पंचांगम as per East Coast पूर्वतट समयानुसारं March 26 लवनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे शिशिरऋतौ फाल्गुणमासे कृष्णपक्षे नवमी तिथिः till 10:31 AM स्थिरवासरः उत्तराषाढ़ नक्षत्रं till almost 4:02 AM followed by श्रवणम नक्षत्र परिघ योगः till 1:29 PM followed by Shiva Yoga. Garakaranam, like always coinciding with the Tithi, till 10:31 AM, followed by Vanik Karanam, till 9:31 PM, followed by Vishti Karanam. Sarvebhyah. Not audible. Can you all listen, hear me?
Yes, Bhogaji.
Yes, Bhogaji.
Okay, so Sarvebhyah Suprabhatam. So can anyone, it's been 2 weeks, does anyone remember what we covered last session, 2 weeks back? Nobody remembers, huh? Or nobody is ready, warmed up to speak.
No, Bhogaji, I did not attend.
Okay. So we did 63rd, we completed 63rd Sarga, where the last shlokas were, for example, after he realized the Brahma comes and Vishwamitra claims Maharshi Shabdam Atulam Swarjataih Karmabhih Shubhaih Yadime Bhagavanaha Tatoham Vijitendriyaha. So if you have called me Maharshi, that means I must have now become Vijitendriyaha. To which Brahma answers, Tamuvacha Tato Brahma Natavatvam Vijitendriyaha. Not so much, Brahma says, right? So not so much. That's when Vishwamitra again takes the resolve. विप्रस्थितेषु देवेषु विश्वामित्रो महामुनिः ऊर्ध्वबाहुर् निरालम्बो वायुभक्षः तपश्चरन् Gharme panchatapa bhutva. We read that last time. Gharma, in heat, in summer, with panchagni around, and varshasu akasha samsrayaha. Even in the rainy season, in the rainy seasons, akasha samsrayaha, which means no cover. He was standing outside and doing the tapas. In summer, with panchagnis around. And Sishire Salilasthai. In Shishira, in the winter, the coldest winter, he would do tapas in Salila Sthai, staying for long or for stay for long time within river, within water. Shishire Salila Sthai Ratriyahani, Ratri Ahani Tapodhana. Day and night he was doing tapas like that. So in summer, in the midst of Panchagnis, in rainy season, standing outside and getting drenched in downpours, and in winter, under the rivers, cold water river. Tasmin santapyamanetu Vishwamutre Mahamunau Sambhrama Sumahanasit Suranam Vasavasya cha. All gods, including Vasava. Vasava is Indra. So they all thought, oh my God, what a tapas. Now this is the ultimate stage of Vishwamitra's tapas. We have to test him further. So we stopped last time with the last sloka. Rambham apsarasam shakraha saha sarvair marudganaihi uvachatmahitam vakyam ahitam kaushikasya cha. So he summoned, or he called for Rambha, and Atmahitam, for the best, for the welfare of their gods, for his position, and Kaushikasya Ahitaya cha, Ahitam, and which will be sort of detrimental or obstructing the purpose of Kaushika, with Vishwamitra. So he called Rambha to take up that task. So that's where we completed. Let's start with the next sarga. Atha chatushashtitamas sargaha.
Chatusashtima sargaha.
Surakaryamidam rambhe.
Suryakaryamidam rambe.
Kartavyam sumahatvaya.
Kartavyam sumahatvaya.
Lobhanam kaushikasyeha.
Lobanam kaushikasyeha.
Kama moha samanvitam.
Kama moha samanvitam.
So that is the first instruction he gave. Rambhe means Rambha. Sumahat kartavyam. Surakaryam. Sumahat surakaryam idam tvaya kartavyam. By you, this great work or this great assignment of our gods has to be taken up. What is it? Lobhanam kaushikasya iha. You have to somehow, mislead. You have to mesmerize Kaushika, Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra is doing this grand tapas, oh my great tapas, and you only can go and sort of divert him by tempting him. So Lobhanam, you have to create some temptations for Vishwamitra. Kama moha samanvitam, by, which is full of kama and moha, which means desire and delusion. So desire for a non-existing, non-real thing is moha. Kama moha samanvitam surakaryam. So mahat surakaryam idam tvaya kartavyam rambhe. That is the instruction Vasava, Indra, gives to Rambha. Tathokta sapsara Rama.
Tatokta Tasara Rama.
Sahasrakshena dhimata.
Sahasrakshena Dhimata.
Vridita pranjalir bhutva.
Vridita Panjali Bhutva.
Pratyuvacha Sureshwaram.
Pratyuvacha Sureshwaram.
So tatha ukta sa apsara, O Rama, tatha ukta, thus told, as told by Indra and as heard by the Apsara Rambha, Sahasrakshena Dhimata, by the intellectual or by the smart Indra, as instructed by him, Vridita. Vrida. Vrida means, I think we came across this word even before. What is Vrida? Amma? Today, luckily, I have my mother also sitting in front of me. Vrida. Vrida, Vrida. I don't remember. Vrida means, anyone remembers here?
No, Udaji.
Vrida, I think Hindi people might know. North Indian people will know because they will have a similar word for it. Vrida is wound, wounded, essentially. Or feeling incapable, feeling somewhat worried or scared. Right? So Vrida, the bhashyam given here says, Vridita means Ashakya Karya Karma Ka Pratyakhyatavye Pratyakhyavendra Jnapanena Lajjita Sarambha. So Vridita means that long definition is given. What is it? Ashakya Karya Karma. She knows that this will not be possible to do. Ashakyam Karyam. Karma ka pratyakhyata. So, for the task that she is assigned, knowing very well that it will be impossible to accomplish, that is the state of Ashakya Karya Karma ka Prati Akhyatavya. She wanted to respond back this to Indra. But Indra Ajnapanena Lajjita. She wanted to respond back to Indra and say that, Indraji, it cannot happen. We already saw what happened to Menaka. He spent some time with her, but when he realized the mistake, he sent her away. This time, if I go again the second time as another lady, I might even be, terrorized. Right? So, Rambha is also slightly scared of her inability to accomplish the task assigned by by Indra. So that feeling is here coded in this word called Vridita. Vrida is essentially wound, but meaning lajja here. Lajja, that I won't be able to accomplish. That is the word here. However, Pranjalir Bhutva Pratyuvacha. So she wanted to express this feeling. So, like always we said, right, we should learn that when we talk to elderly good people, always be in Pranjali Mudra or Namaskara Mudra and then talk to them. So Pranjalir Bhutva Sureshwaram Pratyuvacha replied to Sureshwara. Sureshwara is Indra in this case. Ayam Surapate Ghoro.
Ayam Surapate Ghoro
Vishwamitro Mahamuni.
Vishwamitro Mahamuni
Krodhamutsrajyate Ghoram.
Ghoramutsrujyate Krodham.
Okay, you have a different one in your book. Okay, that's a different patha. But both pathas are there. Krodham utsrujate ghoram.
Ghoramutsrujyate Krodham. Mayideva na samshayah.
Okay, so you have a different patha. So Krodham utsrujate ghoram. I think in some other patha, it might be Ghoram Utsrujate Krodham. Either ways, no issues. Because I think if any one of you have heard my introduction to Sanskritam in any of our Sambhashan Shibiras before, this is the beauty of Sanskritam. That order of the words does not matter. Words can be in any order as long as they're all properly vibhakti ended. Meaning remains intact. And I always give that example, right? Let's say there was a sentence called Rama killed Ravana. That paper over a period of time got dilapidated, got dry and so fragile. Some child took it. By the time he took that paper, it was so dry, it broke into 3 pieces. Child or man or whoever. Now there are 3 words. Rama killed Ravana. And when it fell off, they're just 3 pieces of paper. Now he's trying to arrange them to read what was that sentence. What happens if he orders them as Ravana killed Rama? Oh my God, the entire meaning is lost now. But the reader doesn't know. Poor fellow, that's what he will understand. Right? So in most of the other languages, the order of the words is very, very important, because that is only how they know. But in Sanskritam, there is this vibhakti concept which transforms the word into what purpose that word is serving. Is it the subject? Is it the verb? Is it the object? Is it locative? Is it possessive? Is it descriptive? All those, right? So when we end, we always said when we end in typically, generally, for example, when we end krodham utsrujate ghoram, both of them are ending in which means typically dvitiya vibhakti. So, and all the dvitiya vibhakti words will first be put together, for example, and then we know they are all related to the object. So krodham utsrujate ghoram or ghoram utsrujate krodham, which means ghora, very horrible anger will come up, will be risen in him. Mai, meaning he will have very intolerable anger in me. Deva na samshayaha, no doubt, I have no doubt, he will be very furious on me if I go again. And that is what Brahma is trying to reply to Indra. Tato hi me bhayam deva.
ततो हि मे भयं देव
Prasadam kartumarhasi.
प्रसादं कर्तुमर्हसि
Evamuktasthaya Rama.
एवमुक्तस्तया राम
Rambhaya bhitaya tada.
रम्भया भीतया तदा
Tamuvacha sahasraksho.
तामुवाच सहस्राक्षो
Vepamanam kritanjalim.
वेपमानां कृताञ्जलिम्.
So actually this is 2 sentences. It's Sardha Shloka, we say 1.5 shlokas. So it's in 2 sentences. The first shloka is, she is continuing to reply. She is continuing her reply, where she said, Krodham utsrujate ghoram mayi deva na samshayaha. And also she is saying, Tataha, he. That's why indeed, me bhayam, my fear. Deva, O Indra, prasadam kartumarhasi. May you please, do favorable instruction for me. Give me a favorable assignment. Prasadam kartumarhasi. Make sure that I am not hurt. I am pleased. Eva muktaha taya Rama. O Rama, thus replied by her. By who? Bhitaya Rambhaya. Bhita Rambha. Bhita is the adjective there. Bhita Rambha is the Prathama Vibhakti. By her, in the Tritiya Vibhakti is Bhitaya Rambhaya Uktaha. Taya Bhitaya Rambhaya Uktaha. Tada Sahasrakshaha Vepamanam Kritanjalim Tam Uvacha. So Sahasraksha, who was replied to by that fearful Rambha, thus asking for favor, Sahasraksha responded back to her, who was in Kritanjali, in Anjali Mudra, and Vepamanam. Vepatusche, Vepatu me Shariram, we covered last time also. Vepatu is shiver. Right? In Bhagavad Gita also comes right in the first adhyaya. Vepat Vepatascha shariro me, he says. Right? So all the skin is also responding. So Vepamanam is sort of shiver, all the goosebumps that come out because of sometimes because of various feelings also. It could be because of fear, it could be out of happiness, it could be out of anger, right? But the skin, including these hair pores, the hairs on the skin also respond. So Vepamanam Krutanjalim Tam Sahasraksha Uvacha. He responded back. What did he say? Ma Bhaishirambe.
Ma Bhaishirambe
Bhadramte
Bhadramte
Purushva Mama Shasanam.
Rushva Mama Shashanam.
That's all he said. Ma Bhaishi. Hey, don't fear. Bhitihi Mastu. Ma Bhaishi. Rambhe. Bhadramte. Like always. All the best to you. No problem. Kurushva Mama Shasanam. It's my instruction. Just execute that. Please do that. Kurushva Mama Shasanam. Ma Bhaishi. He said. Kokilo Hrudayagrahi.
Kokilo Hrudayagrahi
Madhave Ruchiradrume.
Madhave Ruchiradrumi
Aham Kandarpa Sahitaha.
Aham Kandarpa Sahitaha
Stasyami Tava Parshvataha.
Tasyami Tava Parsvataha.
So then she said, okay, I mean, now in Telugu there is a saying, right? Raja Talchukunte Debbal Kodua, which means if king orders, there is nobody else that you can go back to plead further, right? So she has to accept it. So, Kokilaha, Hridayagrahi, Madhave, Ruchiradrume. So create that situation. Madhava is Madhava Masa. According to Saura Masa, or especially Vaishnava Sampradaya, most of the names are named based on Vishnu's names. So Madhava Masa is another name for Vasanta Kala, like Chaitra Masa. Right? When Kokila start cuckoo, when it does its chirping. Kokilaha Hridayagrahi. Grahi is attract. Hridayagrahi. As soon as anyone listens to Kokila's, cuckooing, obviously people will be delighted, pleased, and will be called will attract their attention. So if somebody is focused on something else, once Kokila starts cooing, then it will be sort of disturbing. Not disturbing as in not a negative sense, but the attention is diverted, right? So Kokilaha Hridayagrahi Madhave Ruchiradrume. Ruchiradruma is, Ramaniya Taruhu. Druma is Kalpadruma. Druma is tree. So Ruchiradruma, the beautiful trees, like mango trees, we say in South, right? When the mango leaves are just springing up, they say Kokila, as soon as it bites them, it starts getting that beautiful melodious tone to start singing. So you start creating that scene. And Aham Kandarpa Sahitaha, Indra is saying, continue. Along with Kandarpa, who is Kandarpa? Who is Kandarpa?
Madana.
Madana. Kandarpa is Madana. What do we call him? What's the other name for him?
Kandarpa Ganita.
That is. So Kandarpa is the beautiful Madana, the Rati's husband.
Kandarpa Ganita Ruchi Shuchi.
So there it is saying Aganita Kandarpa. Innumerable number of Kandarpas, beautiful is Rama. Normally one Kandarpa itself is sufficient to tempt anybody. Rama is described by Tulsidas as saying Aganita, Kandarpa Ganita, Amita Chavi, Nava Neela, Neerada, Sundaram. So Kandarpa there is. So Aganita, innumerable number of, even if you take 1,000 Kandarpa's beauty, handsomeness, it is still insufficient to compare with the beauty of Sri Rama. That is how Tulsidas describes there. So Kandarpa is that Madana, or what do we call him in Telugu? I forgot. Kandarpa.
Kamadeva.
Kamadeva. Kamadeva. Correct. Kamadeva. Kamadeva, Kandarpa. So Aham Kandarpa Sahitaha, accompanied by Kandarpa, Sthasyami, I shall stay there. Tava Parshvataha, along with you, by your side. So you start singing like Kokila, create that beautiful atmosphere of the nature, climate. And I will stay there along with the Kandarpa, so that at the right time, I will have Kandarpa initiate the temptation in Vishwamitra with his arrows. Tvam hi rupam bahugunam
Tvamhi rupam bahugunam
kritva paramabhaswaram
krutva paramabhaswaram
tam rushim kaushikam rambhe
tamrushim kaushikam rambe
bhedayasva tapasvinam.
bedayasva tapasvinam.
So he said, Tvam hi rupam bahugunam kritva. You guise yourself, right? Unlike the disguise, you disguise yourself. Bahugunam paramabhaswaram. So, glowing, so beautifully made up. Bahugunam in various forms of beauty. Hair dressed, well decorated, dressing, clothes, attire. In all ways, decorate yourself, make up yourself so well. And tam rushim, kaushikam, bhedayasva, bhedam is, actually bhedam means divide, which means digress him. Tapasvinam, kaushikam, tam rushim, rambhe, bhedayasva, you go and disturb him or divert him, digress him. Sa shrutva vachanam tasya
Sa shrutva vachanam tasya
krutva rupamanuttamam
krutva rupamanuttamam
lobhayamasa lalita
lobhayamasa lalita
vishwamitram shuchismita.
vishwamitram suchismita.
So sa tasya vachanam shrutva, by listening to this detailed instruction or this detailed plan of Indra, saying what to do, who does what, the entire plan there. Sa tasya vachanam shrutva, by listening to that, krutva anuttamam rupam, by transforming herself into anuttamam, means uttamam rupam, so beautifully formed or so beautifully decorated herself. Lobhayamasa, she started to tempt Vishwamitra. Vishwamitram, how did she do that? Lalita Shuchihi Smita. Shuchihi, she was very pure or clean. Smita, she was with a nice smile on her face. Lalita, very tender in her shape and body. So that's how you please somebody, right? In order to divert anybody, first thing you have to do is give a nice smile. And when it comes to smile, I always remember this. When, including myself, right? I am a typical Indian, so we cannot easily smile at a stranger. When we see another Indian, we just see, even if there is an eye contact, as soon as eye contact happens, we turn away and walk. Typical. But when I see Americans, wow, as soon as there is an eye contact, they give a beautiful smile. So they are all beautiful smitas. Smita vadana. So Shuchihi, Lalita, Smita, Vishwamitram lobhayamasa. She started to tempt him. And how did she do that? कोकिलस्य तु शुश्राव
कोकिलस्य तु शुश्राव
वल्गु व्याहरत स्वनम
वल्गुव्याहरतः स्वनं
संप्रहृष्टेन मनसा
सम्प्रहृष्टेन मनसा
तत एनम् उदैक्षत.
तत एनम् उदैक्षत.
So kokilasya tu shushrava. Shushrava make you listen. She made him listen, which means she started singing. So kokilasya, like kokila, she started singing. Valgu swanam vyaharataha. Valgu is manohara shabdam, very melodious, beautiful, heart pleasing. In such a nice way, she started singing. Valgu swanam kokilasya sa shushrava vyaharataha. Vyaharataha is by rendering some words or some tunes, she started generating such melodious tunes or word or tones like kokila. Samprahrushtena manasa. In fact, Vishwamitra Shushrava. So Vishwamitra heard this. How Samprahrushtena manasa, with very delighted heart, with very delighted mind or heart, he started listening that. Tataha enam udaikshata. Enam udaikshata. So he then looked up and saw her. Manasa udaikshata apashyat. Atha tasya cha shabdena
अथ तस्य शब्देन
गीतेन प्रतिमेन च
गीतेन प्रतिमेन च
दर्शनेन च रम्भाया
दर्शनेन च रम्भाया
मुनिः सन्देहमागतः.
मुनिः सन्देहमागतः.
So just as sort of carefully predicted by Rambha, so also atha tasya cha shabdena, by her that sounds and all, gitena apratimena, by incomparable melodious singing that he heard, darshanena cha rambhayah, by looking at the beautifully made up Rambha, the beautifully decorated Rambha, Munihi sandeham agataha. Muni thought, he got a doubt. He went into a doubt. Why? Sahasrakshasya tat karma.
सहस्राक्षस्य तत्कर्म
Vijnaya munipungavaha
विज्ञाय मुनिपुङ्गवः
Rambham krodha samavishtaha
रम्भां क्रोधसमाविष्टः
Shashapa kushikatmajaha.
जशाप कुशिकात्मजः.
The first time when Menaka came, okay, he didn't realize. But no great man will do the same mistake again, right? So this time when Rambha came, again trying to look so beautiful, sing beautiful and all of that, for a moment he saw and he enjoyed it. Then he immediately came back to consciousness, came back to senses. And he thought, Sahasrakshasya tat karma. This might be again that Sahasraksha, Indra's, test for me. Iti vijnaya. By realizing that, by knowing it, vijnaya munipungavaha rambham krodha samavishtaha shashapa. The kushikatmajaha krodha samavishtaha, surrounded or occupied by anger, he has given shapa. Shashapa means shapam kratavan. It is shashapa. Rambham shashapa. He has given shapa, curse to Rambha. Yanmam lobhayase rambhe.
Yanmam lobhayase rambe.
Kama krodha jayaishinam.
Kama krodha jayeshinam.
Dasha varsha sahasrani.
Dashavarsha sahasrani.
Shaili sthasyati durbhage.
Shaili stasyasi durbhage.
Durbhage.
Durбхage.
Durbhage.
So that is the curse he gave. Yet, Mandobhyase Rambhe. You are trying to tempt me, Rambha. Hey, be careful. That was the kind of tone he made. Why? Because he knows. See, that is the beauty of the lesson, right? One who knows what he wants will never get disturbed. Will never get disturbed with any situation. Only those who do not know what they want perfectly, thoroughly, they get disturbed, they get misled, they get carried away, they get tempted and all. So here he knows very well who I am. Who is he now? He is describing himself as, identifying himself as Kama Krodha Jayaishinahi. Jayaishini. Jayashinim is the Dvitiya Vibhakti. So you are trying to tempt me, who is Ishina. Ishina means one who has Icha, he is Ishina. So Kama Krodha Jaya Eshini, which means one who is trying to win, conquer the Kama and Krodha's effects, is Kama Krodha Jayeshini. So unto such Kama Krodha Jayeshinam Mam Lobhayase Rambe, you're trying to tempt me? Hey, be careful. So he's saying Dashavarsha Sahasrani, for 10,000 years. Shaili sthasyasi, you will remain like a stone. That means you will not be effective anymore. You will not be able to tempt anyone. You will not be able to do any works of your typical temptations. No more luring anybody. Shaili sthasyasi. Shaili sthasyasi durbhage. Durbhaga. Bhaga is power. Durbhaga is dukkhena bhagaha or durlabham bhagaha. You are so powerful that nobody else can get that power. That power of typically tempting, transforming herself into as beautiful form, shape, voice, etc. as needed. That being your power, which is very difficult for any ordinary woman to have. Such a you will now remain ineffective. Again, Shaili doesn't mean she will become a stone there. That might be shown for kindergartners in a movie. But what it means is, hey, you will honor my instruction to you, or you will honor my curse and remain ineffective. That means you will not utilize your powers anymore. That is the beauty of that civilization, that those times. Just a word of a great man would simply be honored by giving up everything that they otherwise had as their unique strength. So Shaili sthasyasi durbhage. Brahmanas sumaha teja.
Brahmana sumaha teja.
Tapobala samanvitaha.
Tapobala samanvitaha.
Uddharishyati rambhe tvam.
Uddharishyati rambe tvam.
Mat krodha kalushi kritam.
Mat krodha kalushi kritam.
So he's saying Shapadanantaram Shanti Praptya Tam Anugrhan Aha Tapobala Samanvitaha Ataya Mahatejaha Saha Prasiddha Brahmano Brahmaputraha Vasishtaha. So Brahmanaha here means Brahma of Brahma is Brahmanaha. Brahma apostrophe S is Brahmanaha. Brahmanaha is Brahma apostrophe S, of him is Brahmanaha. Means by the grace of the son of Brahma. Brahmanaha Sumahatejaha, great Mahatejaha, Tapobala Samanvitaha, one whose strength is Tapaha. Uddharishyati Rambhe Tvam. How, when will you be relieved? By this great son, Tapobala, son of Brahma, who is Vasishtha. When he comes across you, he will relieve you from this demotion or from this suspension of your work, from the suspension orders. Uddharishyati rambhe tvam mat krodha kalushi kritam. Because you have sort of corrupted me with anger because of your acts. So mat krodha kalushi kritam tvam brahmana or brahmana sumahatejah tapobala samanvitah uddharishyati. So he also gave the relieving orders also. Eva muktva mahateja
एव मुक्ता महातेजा
Vishwamitro mahamuni
श्वामित्रो महामुनिः
ashaknuvan dharayitum
अशन्नुवन् धारयितुम्
krodham santapamagatah.
क्रोधं सन्तापमागतः.
So eva muktva, thus giving that curse, and immediately the relieving that relieving from that situation, the plan for relieving from that situation. Mahatejaha Vishwamitra Mahamunihi Krodham Dharayitum Ashaknuvan Santapam Agataha. Santap, so unable to bear that anger, Santapam Agataha. Santapam is Tapodvamsana Hetuka Paschatapam Agataha. Unable to bear, because again he got this disturbance. He was trying to do the tapas again by going to north. Even there again he was disturbed. So Paschatapam Agataha. My God, I'm disturbed again. So regret. Santapa here is regret. So he became very regretful of the anger that he again lost to. Of course, after realizing that Rambha is tempting him because of Indra's test, he realized that, and so he is regretful. Tasya shapena mahata
Tasya shapena mahata
Rambha shaili tada bhavat
Ramba shaili tada bhavat
vacha shrutva cha kandarpo
vacha shrutva cha kandarpo
maharshehe sacha nirgataha.
maharshehe sacha nirgataha.
So tasya shapena, tasya mahata shapena, by that great or by that horrible curse of Vishwamitra, Rambha tada, then Rambha shaili abhavat, she became a rock there, which means she stayed inactive anymore after that. But vacha shrutvacha, by listening to this conversation and this curse of Vishwamitra, Kandarpaha Maharshehe vacha shrutva, of the Maharshi's curse and all, by listening to that, Kandarpaha saha cha nirgataha. So Kandarpa also realized, oh my God, there is no point in my waiting for an opportunity here, because there is no more an opportunity here. So he also nirgataha, he also left from that place. Kopena sumahatejaha
Kopena samahatejaha
tapopaharane krite
tapopaharane krite
indriyai rajitai rama
indriyai rajitai rama
na lebhe shanti atmanaha.
na lebhe shanti atmanaha.
Shantim atmanaha. So Kopena, still with that anger, Sumahatejaha, the great, most powerful Vishwamitra, Tapopaharani Kriti, after stealing away his precious time that he spent in the tapas. Tapopa apaharanam, stealing away of the tapas. Tapopaharani Kriti, after losing that opportunity that he has spent, of the precious time that he has spent in the tapas, Indriyaihi ajitaihi. Of course, he was still ajitaha. Luckily, he didn't lose his temptation, but he lost his temper. So, Indriyaihi ajitaihi Rama Atmanaha Shantim Nalebhe. Vishwamitra could not, stay cool, could not get his peace back, could not get back his peace. Nalebhe Atmanaha Shantim. He could not get back that peace with this anger. And again, realizing, oh my God, I lost the opportunity because unless I became Vijitendriya, that Brahmarshi Padam may not come to me. So, because that is his target now, that is his goal. Because he again lost his temper, he lost the eligibility again. So, he is worried. I mean, he is very regretful, sorrowful, and all of that. So, Babhuvasya manas chinta,
Bhuvasya manaschinta
tapopaharane krite,
tapopaharane krute
naiva krodham gamishyami,
naiva krodam gamishyami
nacha vakshe kathanchana.
nacha vakshe katanchana.
So, he again made a resolve this time. Babhuva asya manaha chinta. His heart, his mind started, being sorrowful. Tapopaharane krite, because of the disturbance of the tapas, the disturbance in the tapas. So he made this resolve. Na krodham gamishyami eva. Hereafter I shall not get anger at all. I shall never become angry. I will not ever get anger. Na naiva krodham gamishyami. Nacha vakshe kathamchana. Nor will I speak. I will control myself so much hereafter for any disturbances that neither will I, first, inside my heart, there will not be any agitation, nor will I express it in words through curse or whatever. Naiva krodham gamishyami, nacha vakshe katham chana. The beauty of psychology in common words, all the common sense of the psychology is made into common sense in our texts, in our Vedic texts, in our Sanskrit, Hindu texts. See the order. First, the feeling comes. Then we try to express it as word. And then sometimes after that, it will become action also. Right? So he says, that's how he's making the results. Now, first I will control my feelings. Naiva krodham gamishyami. Then, nacha vakshe katham chana. Then I shall not even speak. Right? So, katham chana api na vakshe durvachanam iti. I shall not make any curses iti. Athava nochasishyami
अथवा नोच्छसिष्यामि
samvatsara shatanyapi
संवत्सरशतान्यपि
aham vishoshayishyami
अहं विशोषयिष्यामि
hyatmanam vijitendriyaha.
ह्यात्मानं विजितेन्द्रियः.
He's continuing with his resolve. Okay, what is my next level of the target I should work towards? Elevating myself. That's why this Vishwamitra's story, as told by Shatananda, in so many chapters, in so detail, is so important to us. For each one of us who, we have various, each one of us have different such weaknesses or drawbacks to win over, to elevate ourselves over them. For that, Vishwamitra is a best role model for us of how, getting disturbed is natural, especially Kali Yuga and these days of the technology and all. There will be so many disturbances for us. And if we remember these sargas from the Balakanda of Vishwamitra's story, then we will again come back to continue with our resolve to grow ourselves, to elevate ourselves spiritually, which means, intellectually. As a personality, we grow. That means we are growing spiritually. Spirituality is nothing is nothing separate from our life. It's part of our life. So in our life itself, we become a lot more cooler. And every time we lose temper anywhere, or we get disturbed with certain situations, failures, etc., or test failures, then we should remember Vishwamitra and make the resolve to continue. But realize what was the previous mistake. In this case, Vishwamitra realized very clearly, the last thing that I'm not able to win over is this krodha and vachanam, shapa, etc. So he said, I will win over them. How? Athava, if I cannot do that, then na uchvasishyami, I shall not even exhale. That means pranayama. I'll do so much of pranayama that I'll do kumbhak, not even breathe. If I breathe only, then talk, I can talk, right? If I don't even exhale, how can I talk? So, athava na uchvashisyami samvatsara shatanyapi, for hundreds of years, if required, I shall not even exhale, which means I shall not even breathe, which makes any sounds, which let me talk. No, I shall not do that. Aham vishoshayishyami. Aham vishoshayishyami atmanam vijitendriyaha. I shall, what do you say, Vishoshanam is krodha janaka svabhavam soshayishyami. I shall get rid of, by which means soshanam is drying. I shall dry up any of my feelings, so that then finally atmanam vijitendriya, I will become vijitendriya, which means winner, or winner of all the senses, winner of all the senses which mislead us. Such a person is vijitendriya. Most very, very important quality even for all of us. Vijitendriya should be our goal of our personality development. Tavadyavadhi me praptam.
तावद्भ्यावद्धि मे प्राप्तं
Brahmanyam tapasarjitam.
ब्राह्मण्यं तपसार्जितम्
Anuchvasan bhunjanaha.
अनुच्वसन्न भुञ्जानः
Ishteyam shashvati samaha.
तिष्ठेयं शाश्वतीः समाः
Nahi me tapyamanasya.
न हि मे तस्य मानस्य
Tapyamanasya.
न हि मे तप्यमानस्य
Kshayam yasyanti murtayaha.
क्षयं यास्यन्ति मूर्तयः.
So this is the continuation of his resolve that he's saying. Tavat, so long. Yavat, as long. He, yavat he me brahmanyam praptam tapasarjitam, tavat he anuchvasan abhunjanan tishteyam shashvatihi samaha. As long as I don't get that brahmanyam, so long I shall remain anuchvasan, uchvasa, no uchvasa, without uchvasa. Anuchvasan abhunjanan, I shall not even be eating, no consuming of any food by drinking, eating any of the solid, liquid, air, no materials. Abhunjanam anuchvasam tishteyam, I shall stay. Shashvatihi samaha, long period of time. As long as I shall not get that brahmanyam, I shall remain. Nahi me tapyamanasya kshayam yasyanti murtayaha. Of me doing such tapyamana, of me doing that tapas, wanting, desirous of achieving that brahmanyam, murtayaha kshayam yasyanti, let my body go decay, but I shall not give up. till I get that Brahmanyam. So, beautiful lessons to be learned with this. And when see, when again a ill-intended leftists, they will take this word called Brahma, Brahmana, Brahmanyam as caste-related thing. Here it is not even caste, not even Varna. It is purely Varna, yes, it is Varna, about the quality. It is the qualitative aspect of a personality that Vishwamitra is trying to work towards, and which any one of us, every one of us can work towards. It has got nothing to do with the birth of the caste. It has got nothing to do with the, the lineage of the caste or whatever. It is about those aspects of personality that we want to achieve. So for that sake, Vishwamitra is working so hard. That is what we have to realize here. Because there can be leftist commentaries somewhere where they'll be talking about Brahmanyam is that caste. It has got nothing to do with that. Evam Varsha Sahasrasya.
Em Varshasahasrasya
Diksham Samunipungavaha.
Diksham Samunipungavaha
Chakara Pratimam Loke.
Chakara Pratimam Loke
Pratignyam Raghunandana.
Pratignyam Raghunandana.
So evam Varshasahasrasya Diksham Sahamunipungavaha Chakara. So for thousands of years, again, that Munipungava, the best of the Munis, Vishwamitra, he made this Diksham, he made this resolve. He took up this oath. Apratimam, no, without any other reference in the past, no reference to such a resolve, such an oath taken in the past. That is incomparable oath that he has taken up. Loke, Pratignyam, Apratimam Pratignyam Loke Chakara Munipungavaha Varsha Sahasrasya Diksham Chakara. So Ityarshe Ramayane
Srimad Ramayane
Valmiki
Valmiki
Adikavye
Adikavye
Balakande
Balakande
Chatushashtitamah Sargah.
Chatushthatamah Sargah.
I planned that because this is a short sarga and the next one is almost 40 slokas, double this. If we have to, we have only 2 more weeks. Today is Navami, Krishna Navami, Phalguna Krishna Navami. Then it will be, we have 2 more weeks before Sri Ramanavami, right? There will be Navami, Bahusha Padhyami, Prathama of Chaitra, and then Chaitra Navami, Sri Ramanavami. So we have only 2 weeks and we have 3 sargas to complete. And the next sarga is a longer one. So can we do some shlokas today and continue with that tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, let's continue with 65th sarga so that we can catch up for tomorrow. So that tomorrow, let's hope to complete 65th sarga. Atha Panchashashtitama sarga.
Atha Panchashashtitama sargah.
Atha Haimavatim Rama. Disham Tyakva Mahamuni.
Disham Tyakva Mahamuni.
Purvam Disham Anuprapya.
Purvam Disham Anuprapya.
Tapastepe Sudarunam.
Tapastepe Sudarunam.
So Atha Haimavatim Disham Tyakva Mahamuni Tyakva Rama. Purvam Disham Anuprapya Sudarunam Tapaha Tepe. So now he started there, went south, went west to Pushkarni and all. From there went to north, Haimavati, and then again said, forget, this is also disturbing. So he moved east. Purvam Disham Anuprapya Sudarunam Tapaha Tepe. Again he did very intense tapas by reaching to the east side again. Maunam Varsha Sahasrasya
Maunam Varsha Sahasrasya
Kritva Vratamanuttamam
Krutva Vratamanuttamam
Chakara Pratimam Rama
Chakara Pratimam Rama
Tapah Paramadushkaram.
Tapah Paramadushkaram.
So, Maunam, this time, as he said, I will not even talk. Nacha Vakshe, he said, right? So, Maunam, Varsha Sahasrasya, thousands of years, he remained Maunam. And Maunam, again, when we say even Mauna Vrata, nowadays, nobody knows. But those who have seen our, grandparents' generation, they know, right? They used to do Mauna Vratam once a week at least, once a month or whatever. They would not talk that day. But by our grandparents' time, if we have seen most of them, and there were made fun also was made, and probably that is why the next generations gave up, because of the fun made on them. What was the fun? Oh, they will not just talk with tongue, with mouth, but they will try to express all the feelings. All the instructions will be given. All these instructions are given just like the dumb talk. The deaf and dumb, they talk without talking, right? Through actions, through gestures and all. And some people even write on a paper and give the instructions. That was a sort of that is at least better from some point of view, but that does not serve the purpose. The purpose of Maunam is Maunam of the Manas itself. There should not be any thoughts in the mind itself. So you are in such a deep meditative state that there is no thought in the mind, and so there is nothing to express outside. As long as you are thinking, whether you are talking with your mouth or not, okay, you are saving some energy physically by not talking. But at the intellectual level, at the spiritual level, there is not much of a difference, because your mind is still working. So here in this case, Vishwamitra did Maunam Varsha Sahasrasya, which means for thousands of years, he went into such a deep meditative state, into deep dhyana samadhi state, where there were no thoughts at all. And hence there is nothing to talk also. So Maunam essentially is about, especially in our Adhyatmika texts, Maunam means it is Maunam of the Atma, of the Manas itself, of the Chittam itself. That means there are no thoughts, and hence there is nothing to speak out. There is nothing to talk to anybody, or write and show to anybody, or act and show to anybody. No dumb charads required. That state is Maunam. So Maunam Varsha Sahasrasya Kritva Vratam Anuttamam. Maunam Vratam Anuttamam Varsha Sahasrasya Kritva Paramadushkaram Tapaha Apratimam Paramadushkaram Tapaha Chakara. So Paramadushkaram, Dushkaram itself means Dukkhena Kartum Shakyate iti Dushkaram. That you cannot normally do is Dushkaram. The two Paramadushkaram, ultimate undoable tapas, Chakara, he did. And Apratimam, uncomparable tapas he did. Purne Varsha Sahasretu Kashtabhutam Mahamunim
Kashtabhutam Mahamunim
Vignair Bahubhir Adhutam
Vignair Vignair Bahubhi Raghutam
Vignair Bahubhir Adhutam
Vignair Bahubi Raghutam
Bahubhir Adhu Vignair Bahubhir Adhutam, things like that.
Vignair Bahubir Aghutam.
So Vignair Bahubhir Adhutam.
Vignair Bahubir Aghutam.
Krodho Nantarama Vishat.
Krodho Nantarama Vishat.
So Sakrutva Nischayam Rama.
Sakrutva Nischayam Rama.
तप आतिष्ठदव्ययम्.
तप आतिष्ठदव्ययम्.
पूर्णे वर्ष सहस्रे tu, by such completion of thousands of years of tapas, kashta bhutam mahamunim. So he became, because he said, na anuchvasan na bhunjan, na abhunjanan, anuchvasan abhunjanan tishteyam. He said, right? So he became kashta bhutam. Kashta is stick, wood. That means only bones are there. No muscle, no fat, all of that is gone away. That means so much of a hard, extreme tapas he has done. And Vignaihi Bahuvihi Adhutam. He was affected by, again, several interruptions, by several obstructions, by several deviations. In spite of that, Krodha na antaram avishat. In spite of them, he never let Krodha avishat, enter, antaram, inside. He never let anger enter inside. That means he remained, he won over the feelings. He won over the impulsive, short-tempered feelings. So that is what it means. And Sakrutva Nischayam Rama, with that thorough resolve, tapaha atishtat avyayam. Avyayam means one which cannot be spent is the literal meaning, but which means one, he did that tapas, he stayed in that tapas, which could not be disturbed, essentially. As simple as that.
Adhutam.
Adhutam. किम महोदय?
कहा अर्थ आधूतम? wiped out.
Adhutam is essentially smeared. Papair adhutam, we say. That means occupied or smeared by.
Adhutam.
Avagatam?
What is the root of adhutam?
Root word of adhuta might be dhuta. Dhuta or dhuta. It might be dhuta or dhuta. Dhu must be dhu. Dhu is also bhukta pratyaya there. A is upasarga. Adhuta. Dhu must be the dhatu.
Dhatu. And what is the meaning then? Adhutam?
Let's see.
Having
If you want now, I can search.
Having.
Okay, just
Dhu has several meanings. Dhu is shake. Dhu is to. Dhu means to shake. Dhu.
Yeah, so affected is the meaning that we can take here. Affected by several obstructions, interventions, disturbances. Bahuvihi vignaihi adhutam. Affected by, occupied by, or not occupied, but affected by. तस्य वर्ष सहस्रस्य प्रते पूर्णे महाव्रतः भोक्तुमारब्धवानन्नम् तस्मिन् काले रघुत्तमा इन्द्रो द्विजातिर्भूत्वा तं सिद्धमन्नमयाचत. So tasya varsha sahasrasya, Vrate Purne, after completing several thousands of such Mauna Vratam for thousands of years, Mahavrataha, one who takes up Vrata is Vrataha. And Mahavrataha, we know, right? Satyavan, Satyavrataha. Rama is called Satyavrataha because his Vratam is to stick to reality. Satyavrataha. So, such Mahavrataha, Vishwamitraha, after completing this Mauna Vratam for so long, and he also probably felt contented or happy that yes, I've achieved the state that I wanted to. Then once, at one point of time, after such a long tapas period, Annam Bhoktum Arabdhavan, he wanted to eat food, consume some food. So he probably went to pick some food and started cooking some food or making some food. Tasmin Kale, in that time, during that time itself, when after thousands of years of fasting and becoming kashta bhutam, becoming like a stick, wood, that means no, like almost like skeleton, no fat, no muscles, no flesh. But he tried to make some food to consume. Tasmin Kale, that moment, Indraha Dvijatir Bhutva. Dvijatihi is twice born. So twice born, like a Brahmana or whatever. Bhutva, in the disguise of a Brahmana. Tam Siddham Annam Ayachata. As soon as Vishwamitra completed cooking his food, then Indra comes as a Brahmana and there's Bhavan Bhiksham Dehi, he says. Ayachata, he sought that Siddham Annam, that prepared food. Hey, Mahamuni, looks like you have made some food. I'm hungry. Can you please offer me that food? Again, testing. Hey, Vishwamitra made him for himself. He certified, he self-attested. He self-certified himself. But Indra has to test him. So Indra came to test. Hey, let's test him now. After so long of hunger and fasting, he made some food. Let's see what happens if I take away that food also. Can he withstand his feelings? That is the test he is giving to Vishwamitra. Tasmai datva tada siddham.
Tasmai datva tada siddham.
Sarvam vipraya nischitaha.
Sarvam vipraya nishchitaha.
Nisseshite anne.
Nisheshite anne.
Bhagavan bhuktaiva mahatapa.
Bhagavan bhuktvaiva mahatapaha.
My bad. Bhagavan abhuktaiva mahatapa.
Bhagavan abhuktvaiva mahatapaha.
Na kinchid avadat vipram.
Na kinchidavadat vipram.
Maunavratam upasthitaha.
Maunavratam upasthitaha.
Atha varsha sahasram vai.
Atha varsha sahasram vai.
Nochvasan munipungavaha.
No chwasan munipungavaha.
So, tasmai siddham sarvam siddham tasmai vipraya datva. Just as Indra asked, so has he given away entire food that he has made, that he has cooked. All that food by giving away to Indra. Nisseshite anne. Without any remaining food, Indra consumed all the food. Because Atithi Devo Bhava, when he comes, when an Atithi comes, you first offer the entire food as much as you have to satisfy him. So after he is satisfied and he got up, Nisseshitaha, Nisseshaha, there was no remaining food. Nisseshite Bhagavan. So now Valmiki is calling, or Shatananda is calling Vishwamitra as Bhagavan. He is calling Vishwamitra as Bhagavan. So that Bhagavan abhuktva eva, because there is no more food left. Without, he didn't even have any more food. Mahatapaha na kinchit avadat. Even though he was not left with even one grain of food, he didn't utter a word. Na kinchid avadat vipram. He didn't say anything to the Vipra. What? Kya ji? Aap mere liye kuch bhi nahi choda. No such feelings, no such responses, no such words. Na kinchid avadat vipram. Why? Mauna vratam upasthitaha. Because he's established he's standing in Mauna vrata. Right? And so he's continuing that. Atha varsha sahasram vai. Again, long time for varsha sahasrani. Na uchvasan. He didn't even exhale. That means he continued his pranayama based tapas. No eating again. He, at one point of time, somehow he thought, okay, let me eat something so that I can stand. But he realized, oh, person who came is nobody else but Indra, right? So he didn't say a word. And he said, okay, I have to continue my test. I have to still continue to take up the test. So, Varsha Sahasramai Anuchvasan, without exhale, without breathing, Munipungavaha Atishtat. Tasyanuchvasa manasya
Tasyanvachassamanasya
Murdhri Dhumo Vyajayata
Mudri Dhumo Vyajayata
Trailokyam Yena Sambhrantam
Trailokyam Yena Sambrantam
Adi Pitamiva Bhavat.
Adi Pimiva Bhavat.
Adi Pitam Iva Abhavat.
Adi
Adi Pitamiva Bhavat.
Adi Pitam Iba Viva Bhavat.
So tasya anuchvas samanasya. So, I mean, just at a physical level also, even if we want to try, right? Do a Purna Kumbhak. And then try to keep that for as long as you can. See what are the feelings, observe it for yourself. What all changes happen in your body. Air will be trying to come throughout of your face. So your face will try to bulge. Ears will become red. Your cheeks will become red. Right? If this is what happens to an ordinary fellow like us who can do kumbhak for probably 30, 40 seconds, I can do 60 seconds. Sometimes I tried 90 seconds also. But for us also, for us itself, if that such big actions can come up. In fact, once I was trying this in a car in our winter time, and there was full fog in the car while I was waiting in the parking lot. I was inside the car and I was doing kumbhak. For 90 seconds, I wanted to reach that day. And I could see fog inside the window. So now, imagine that those Mahamunis, Maharshis, who can do, they do Anuchvasa Manasya, which means without any exhale, if they can hold the breath for so long, what happens? Murdhri Dhumo Vyajayata. Smoke started coming out of their Murdhni, from their crown of the head. Right? So if for us itself, we can generate so much of heat out of it, for Mahamunis, for great people, when they do such hatha, tapas, hatha yoga, then dhumaha ajayata. And because of that, of fumes and heat generated by his this yoga postures, for this of this anuchvasa siddhi, Trailokyam Yena Sambhrantam. All the three worlds were like awestruck. Oh my God, what is happening? And it seemed like all the three worlds seemed like Deepitam, Adipitam, Iva Abhavat. As if all three worlds were set on fire. Then how much of glow or light that generates? So much of heat and light is coming out of his crown, head crown. Iti Murdhni Dhumo Vyajayata. Tato Devasya Gandharvaha.
Tato Devasya Gandharvaha.
Pannagasura Rakshasaha.
Pannagasura Rakshasaha.
Mohitas Tejasa Tasya.
Mohita Tejasa Tasya.
Tapasa Mandarasmayaha.
Tapasa Mandarasmayaha.
Kashma Lopa Hata Sarve.
कश्म लोपा हता सर्वे
पितामहमथा ब्रुवन्
पितामहन महाब्रुवन्
पितामहम अथ अब्रुवन् पितामहमथा ब्रुवन्.
पितामहमब्रुवन्.
So we know, right, always when so much of an intense tapas is done and all the worlds are noticeably observing it, realizing it, then what do? Finally, the first thing they do is they go to Pitamaha, Brahma. Unto him they go and start, giving their suggestions, giving the instructions, whatever. So tataha devaha sa gandharvaha pannagaha asura rakshasa, all clans of beings, all of them, mohitaha tasya tejasa tapasa, affected, mesmerized, unwithstanded by the tapas of Vishwamitra, because of which all three worlds are getting enlightened and all. Mandarashmayaha. Mandarashmayaha is they are with little glowing, with little glowing light, or meaning less glowing. All of these clans were affected by this three-world glowing Vishwamitra. So they went to Sarve Pitamaham Atha Abruvan. We'll stop after this. Bahubhik Karanair Deva.
बहुभिः कारणैर्देव
Vishwamitro Mahamunihi.
विश्वामित्रो महामुनिः
Lobhita Krodhitaschaiva.
लोभितः क्रोधितश्चैव
Tapasa Chabhivardhate.
तपसा चाभिवर्धते.
So they first said, you know what is happening, Brahma? Bahubhihi Karanaihi. Because of several reasons, Mahamunihi Vishwamitraha Krodhitaha Lobhitaha Cha Tapasa Cha Abhivardhate. Because of his tapas of Vishwamitra, because of the several reasons that he is doing it, Mahamunihi Vishwamitraha Tapasa Swatapaha Prabhavenaiva Abhivardhate. He is growing over. He is coming over. He is growing over his lobha and krodha that he was having as his drawbacks in the past. So he is growing above it. That means all of them are certifying it. We said, right? There are several, each god is one aspect of, or one divine aspect of the personality. So as we, as individuals, try to work towards these personality development exercises, then our divine aspects, our divinities in us, they go and they report to Brahma, saying, yes, we have done our respective tests. We have done the test of anger. We have done the test of temptation. We have done the test of patience, right? All these qualities. So they go and certify, no, he has won over them. He has come across, he has grown over them. He has grown beyond those simple drawbacks. So you may now go and meet him, interview him. Right? All the initial tests are done. Now the mains interview, final interview. Yes. Anyone wanted to say? Nahyasya vrijinam kinchit.
Nahyasya vrijinam kinchit.
Drishyate sukshmamapyatha.
Drishyate sukshmamapyatha.
Na diyate yadi tvasya.
Na diyate yadi tvasya.
Manasa yad abhipsitam.
Manasa yada abhipsitam.
Vinashayati trailokyam.
Vinashayati trailokyam.
Tapasa sacharacharam.
Tapasa sacharacharam.
So all of them are saying, Nahi asya vrijinam kinchit drishyate. Vrijinam jera dharanam. We say right in our Sandhyavandanam. What is Vrijinam? Vrijinam is
Yajnopavitam.
Huh?
Shit. Is it Angavastram?
no. Vrijinam Jiradaranam we say. Vrijinam is a papam or drawback, mistakes.
Okay.
So asya kinchid vrijinam nahi drishyate sukshmamapi. We cannot see even a minuscule of a drawback in him anymore. He has won over all his drawbacks. He has won over all his senses. No more anger, no more curses, no more bad feelings, no more losing temper. So all these tests we have done, he has won over them. Na kinchid api, na kinchid sukshmam api vrijinam. Okay, not a big, forget big things. Not even a minuscule of any of these drawbacks we see in him. So, yadi tu asya manasa yadabhipsitam na diyate, if whatever is sought by his manas, by him, if it is not fulfilled to him, Trailokyam tapasa sacharacharam vinashayati. Because of his tapas, all the three worlds, including mobile and immobile beings, will be ruined, will be destroyed. So much of heat is being generated because of his tapas. And we have qualified, we have tested him. He is very good. Brahmaji, please go and interview him, final interview, and give him whatever he needs. Give him that license. Vyakulascha dishas sarva
Vyakulascha dishas sarva
nacha kinchat prakashate
nacha kinchat prakashate
sagara shubhitas sarve
sagara kshubhita sarve
shiryante cha parvata.
vishayante cha parvata.
So Trailokyam Sacharacharam Vinashayati. They said. And so what is that? They are elaborating that potential destruction that might happen. Vyakulascha dishaha sarva. All directions. In all directions, there will be huge Vyakula. Vyakula is Andhakaradi Vyaptaha. That's how the Bhashyam says here. Andhakaradi Vyaptaha Dishaha Bhavanti. All directions will become dark because of the smoke. That means there won't be any more light. Surya also will not be able to light the world anymore. So Vyakulaha means here Andhakaradi Vyaptaha.
Last.
And na kinchit prakashate, so there won't be any more light anymore. Sagaraha kshubhitaha, all the seas, river bodies will dry up. Sarve vishiryante cha parvataha, all parvataha, all mountains vishiryante, they will blast themselves and become, they will become sand. All
Crumble.
rocks.
They will crumble.
They will crumble. all mountains will crumble. So the elaboration of what is Trailokyam Sacharacharam Vinashayati is being further elaborated by gods to Brahma with these details. And Prakampate cha Prithvi
Prakampate cha Prithvi
Vayurvati Bhushakulaha
Vayurvati Bhushakulaha
Brahmanna Pratijanimo
Brahmanna Pratima Janima
Nastiko Jayate Janaha.
Nastiko Jayate Janaha.
So, continuing further of what can be the consequences. Prithvi cha prakampate, the earth, there will be earthquakes. Earth cannot stand it. So, earth will keep wiggling herself. So, there will be earthquake. Prithvi cha prakampate, vayur vati bhrusha akulaha. And the wind will blow so hard that it will be wind storms. There will be wind storms everywhere, thunderstorms everywhere. Brahman O Brahma, na pratijanimaha. We don't know, we may not know what more might happen. Potentially there might be, finally what will happen is, nastiko jayate janaha. People will become nastikas. What is our understanding of nastika here?
The one who doesn't believe in Vedas.
Hmm.
Huh?
The one who doesn't believe in Veda as a pramana.
Correct. But while that is one standard meaning that we know, Bhashyam here says nastikaha nasti kam sukham yasya saha atyanta vyakulattvena nastikaha sukharahitaha iti. So kam means akashaha is one meaning that we know. Kam also means sukhaha. So kam yasya saha kaha. Kam yasya nasti saha nasti kaha. So one who does not have sukha is nastikaha. That is another meaning meant commentated here. So janaha nastikaha jayate in this context means people will become suffering. People will be suffering is what is being told here. Clear? Sammudhamiva trailokyam.
Sammudhaviva trailokyam.
Samprakshubhita manasam.
Samprakshubhita manasam.
Bhaskaro nishprabhaschaiva.
Bhaskaro nishprabhavaschaiva.
Maharshestasya tejasa.
Maharshe taptat tejasa.
Maharshehe tasya tejasa.
Maharshe taptat tejasa.
So sammudhamiva trailokyam. Entire, all the three words, sammudham will become mindless, will go mindless, which means will go without any consciousness. Samprakshubhita manasam, all their hearts will be affected. Samprakshubhitam, all of their hearts will be sorrowfully affected. Bhaskaro nishprabha. Sun himself will be without any more light. Bhaskaraha nishprabha. Why will all this happen? Maharshehe, tasya maharshehe tejasa. Because of the tejas of that Maharshi Vishwamitra who is doing this tapas. Buddhim na kurute yavat.
Buddhim na kurute yavat.
Nashe deva mahamunihi.
Nashe deva mahamunihi.
Tavat prasadyo bhagavan.
Tavat prasadyo bhagavan.
Agni rupo mahadyutihi.
Agni rupe mahadyutihi.
So they are saying, Buddhim na kurute yavat, unless you make up your mind, Brahma, Nashe Deva Mahamuni, so his tapas is going to only go towards ruining of the world. So Tavat Prasadyaha, so much, if you can at least, be pleased and go please him, Bhagavan, Agni Rupaha Mahadyutihi. Go and go with Agni Purogama. We know, right? Always Agni is the Purohita. So he'll be the in front. He'll be the leading one. So Agni Rupaha Mahadyutihi. Kalagnina Yatha Purvam.
Kalagnina yata purvam.
Trailokyam Dakhyate Khilam.
Trailokyam dakhyate kilam.
Devarajyam Chikirsheta.
Devarajyam chikiksheta.
Diyatamasya Yatmanam.
Diyatamasya yanmatam.
Yanmatam. Diyatamasya Yanmatam.
Diyatamasya yanmatam.
So, Yatha Kalagnina Purvam Trailokyam Dakhyate Akhilam. Just as the fire or the time, the fire of the time, which means as the time ends, That means when all the Yuga, Kala and all ends, what happens? Just as everything gets destroyed and all formed things will become formless. Yatha Purvam, just as in the past, so also Devarajyam Chikirsheta. We, at least our Svargaloka, we wish that Diyatam Asya Yat Matam. May you please give him whatever he wants, so that at least our world is saved, our divine world is saved. Tata Suragana Sarve,
ततः सुरगणाः सर्वे
Pitamaha Purogamaha,
पितामह पुरोगमाः
Vishwamitram Mahatmanam,
विश्वामित्रं महात्मानं
Vakyam Madhuram Abruvan.
वाक्यं मधुरमब्रुवन्.
So, Suragana Sarve, all the gods, that means they have convinced Brahma, and Pitamaha Purogama, by having Pitamaha Brahma in front of them, standing in front of them, Vishwamitram Mahatmanam, they all have appeared to Vishwamitra, and Madhuram Vakyam Abruvan, they have, Brahma, they all have said this beautiful, wonderful, pleasing sentence to Vishwamitra. With this, we'll complete. Brahmarshe Swagatam Te.
Brahmarshe Swagatam Te.
Are, say it like I say. Brahmarshe Swagatam Te.
Brahmarshe Swagatam Te.
Astu tapasa sma santu
Astu
sutoshita.
tapasa smam.
Astu tapasa sma sutoshita.
Astu tapasa sma sutoshita.
Swasti prapnuhi bhadram te.
Swasti praptu bhadram te.
Gaccha saumya yatha sukham.
Gaccha saumyam yatha sukham.
So now we can conclude today's lesson, because finally Vishwamitra achieved what he wanted. After how many sargas? After more than 11 sargas.
Bogaji, did we change from
Yeah,
12
we
to
missed.
8? We missed it actually.
Yeah,
What
missed
is
2
it?
lines.
So Brahmarshe Swagatam Te Astu Tapasa Smam Sutoshita Brahmanyam Tapasogrena. Adi Chapali, Adi Mischayam.
Oh, we did. Okay. Brahmanyam tapasogrena.
Brahmanyam Tapasogrena.
Praptavanasi Kaushika.
Praptyavanika Kaushika. Yeah, this is missed.
So he wanted the Brahmanyam, right? The Brahmarshetvam. If you remember, initially, first time Rajarshe is how Brahma addressed him. He said, Dik. He said, what? I'm not Rajarshe. I want more than that. Then he came and said, Rishi.
Maharshi.
And then second time was Rishi. Then Maharshi. Maharshi. Then also he was not satisfied. Why? Because he wanted a Brahmarshi. Brahmarshitvam he wanted. Because he realized, Dik Kshatriya Balam, Brahma Balam Balam Hi. Right? That is the line. After losing the fight with Vasishtha, he says that, my Kshatriya Balam is just useless, man. Brahma Balam is what we require. He realized that. And so he works towards obtaining that Brahma Balam. Finally, Swagatam Te Brahmarshe. When all gods with Brahma have said, oh, welcome to the Brahmarshitvam. Welcome to the Brahmarshi club. Right? When they say so to Vishwamitra, now and they're saying, Tapasa, with your tapas, Sma, all of us are Sutoshitaha, very pleased. Wow, what a performance. What a enormous practice and enormous amount of studies that you have put in, or practice that you have put in, and you've done an excellent job in your tests, in all the tests for so long. I think now you are eligible to be Brahmarshi. We are giving you the Brahmarshi title. Brahmanyam tapasa ugrena tapasa, with this, intense tapas. Brahmanyam praptavan asi. You have obtained Brahmanyam, O Kaushika. Right? So they, what did we miss? Oh, we missed that line you said. So they have certified him. And so they are saying, Dirgham ayuscha te Brahman.
दीर्घमायुश्चेते ब्रह्मन्
ददामि समरुद्गणः
ददामि समरुद्गणः
स्वस्ति प्राप्नुहि भद्रं ते
स्वस्ति प्राप्तुं हि भद्रन्ते प्राप्नुहि भद्रन्ते
गच्छ सौम्य यथा सुखम्.
गच्छ सौम्य यथा सुखम्.
Now you have completed all your tests, you are certified, and we are also giving you Dirghamayuhu. For so long of your life you have given away for this tapas. We are giving you back all that life, probably multifold. So you will have such more long life, healthy life. Dirghamayuhu te brahman dadami sa marudganaha. Along with all marudganas, I am giving you all that Dirghamayuhu. And so swasti, may the best happen to you. Prapnuhi, you will obtain that swasti. Bhadram te, all the best to you. Gacha, Saumya, oh pleasing one. Gacha, may you go back home. Yatha sukham, so you can just go back home happily, is where we will conclude for today. So very, very gladly, as planned, we have come to this stage, this half. In the next half, tomorrow, we'll quickly complete this sarga, where Shatananda will be concluding the story of Vishwamitra to Rama, and Janaka continues. And the next two sargas, we will be able to reach. In fact, the next one, means next Saturday, will be where Janaka welcomes Vishwamitra, Rama, Lakshmana, and all his team of rishis to his Yajnavata. And there he says, in casual talk, how is everything going? Vishwamitra will ask several questions. How is your state running? How is your administration? How are your enforcement of law, etc., etc. As part of that, Janaka casually says, by the way, yeah, we are also looking for Virya Shulkar. We are looking for somebody who can lift this Shivadhanus that was kept with me. And then the next Saturday, which is our Ramanavami, we will see Rama lifting and breaking that Shivadhanus, to showing his prowess in the 67th Sarga. So Tavat Priyantam, let's all stay tuned and continue. So tomorrow we will meet same time, 7:15 a.m. We will meet and complete the 65th Sarga, so that in the next two Saturdays we can complete 66th and 67th Sarga as well, as planned.
Yeah.
Swasti. Can anyone say Shanti Mantra?
Yeah. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste. Tomorrow we have Shakha Bhogaji for 7:30, so I will join for first half an hour.
7:30 we have Shakha tomorrow.
Yeah, we have Yoga Shakha on Saturday, every Sunday. Yoga Shakha.
Can others join? Lavaji, Rajesh?
We'll attend.
Yeah, I can attend.
Maybe Dipti will join.
Dipti will join. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Namaste. Shubhadanam.
Namaste.
Dhanyawad.